Hey girl, it's Keish. I just dropped in to say just don't give up, girl. I know life get crazy. I know things seem like it's just coming from the left and the right, the north, the south, the east, and the west. And it just seems like you can't catch a break. But let me tell you, even in those moments, God is with you. I remember, I told you guys that I had moved in with my sister after divorcing. And that was like a whole, trauma within itself, or things that, that I had to endure in that time frame. But even before that, like the moment where I was physically moving from the house with my husband to my sister. So at that point, I had like dental issues that was going on. So my face was like swollen on one side. It looks like I had, got hit by a golf ball or something like that. And then something started going on when I moved into my sister. Something started going on, like with my gallbladder. It was like really bad burning in my chest. So I actually drove myself to the hospital. I don't, really display pain a lot, but I just kind of casually walked in there with my sister and said, I'm going to drive myself to the hospital. I don't feel good. So she just did not realize it was like pain on level 20, So I went in there. I got to the hospital. As soon as I got in there, I threw up. And then I'm like, I just did not know what was happening. So the doctor came back and he said, your gallbladder is going bad. So we can do one or two things. We can take half of it out, or we can take the whole thing out. Because then they had me on morphine, so I was in a lot of pain. He said, really, the pain is not going to go away until we do one of those two things. So I said, just take the whole thing. So my oldest daughter walked in, and then she said, you just can't catch a break. So in that moment, I was thinking, like, God, what is happening? I started to cry. I'm like, what did I do? I'm sorry. I started repenting because I'm not sure what I did. I'm not, perfect. I wasn't perfect, but I just did not know what I did to cause all of that chaos to go on in my life, especially at one time. It was a little bit overwhelming. Well, a lot of it overwhelming, actually. So, any case, so fast forward, I had the surgery, went back for the follow-up, and the doctor showed me the picture of my gallbladder that they took out, and he said, we found cancer in your gallbladder. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what? I had just lost my mom, with cancer, where she had breast cancer. But with that, it was like so traumatizing to hear. So I'm like, okay, so what is the next step? He said nothing. I said, wait, like there's no chemo or medicine? He said, no, there's nothing. With cancers like that, you catch it early. The remedy is removing the whole thing. So where I thought my life was falling completely apart, God actually saved my life. I have watched people go through cancer, like people that I love, and then even going to the cancer centers, all the women there going through cancer and stuff. And I didn't even know that I even had that. All I know is that during that time, I was going through a rough time with, separating from my husband, moving in with my sister. And then one part is that he actually had me anointing that area for 6 months while I was living with my husband. I didn't know why God was instructing me to do that. But in hindsight, I see why God had me to do that, because we can't see everything. We can take care of our bodies as best as we can, even with the resources that we have, but none of that even matters because we actually just don't know what's going on the inside. But I thank God for saving my life, So if you're going through chaos, things seems crazy, just know that God is still with you in the storm. Because had it not been for him with me in that storm, it would have claimed my life years ago. So if you have a testimony, drop it in the comment. Somebody, some woman, some girl, somewhere need to hear what you have overcome. So we go back and strengthen each other, right? After we overcome, we go back and strengthen each other so that we can pull somebody else up and help somebody else see the light, even in a dark situation. So I will talk to you guys next week. I'm praying for you through the week. May God be with you in your strength. And it's going to be a good week, right? Because we're going to claim that ahead of time. Don't give any place for the devil. So see you guys next week. Take care.